What up?
Woo! Welcome back, man.
Welcome back, man. We back to the midnight hour now, man?
We are close, man. We're close.
We're pretty fucking close, man.
We're still on today, man. We're still on today. We're doing good. We got a lot to catch up on. It's been an eventful week. I think more on the off pod side.
Yeah. No shit.
Y'all gonna have to subscribe to like a Patreon or like a podcast OnlyFans or something.
Like the Patreon we don't have.
The Patreon we don't have. We're gonna have to get one popping and then just record our pre-show. Because that's probably the more interesting part, and we apologize.
But not for nothing, man. There's shit that, and there's something that I'm gonna talk about now that like I've been keeping from you. And it's like I'm like itching to tell you, but I can't.
Okay.
Because I wanna talk to you about it on here.
Oh, see, those are the good ones.
So those are the good ones, man.
Those are the good ones, man.
So welcome back, everybody, to the Carpet Fruitman Podcast. He's Swan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact. Whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Dude, we had I went all in on 3 liquors I have not tried at all yet. And we wanted to get something special going for Valentine's. Although, if you're not a fan of like really bold, bitter stuff, like maybe it's not a great drink to make your Valentine, boy or girl. I don't judge. But I'm going to call this the Cupid's Negroni. And we started off with a base of elderflower rose gin from Empress Gin. If you guys have listened to the podcast for a while, we've done Empress's indigo gin, which is the purple gin. It makes a beautiful gin and tonic and a few other cocktails in there. But it gives that good color distinction, but also the flavor in it is amazing. They do use a lot of botanicals. It's a company out of Canada that you would not think of them and think of gin, but they do a great gin. So they do this new elderflower rose gin, which is a red. So if you're watching on the video, you'll see this really distinct, super red color, almost like blood red color of a gin. It is awesome. It's so good. First time I've had this gin.
Yes, good.
So we did a Negroni based off of that with that base because of the unique color you get and the unique, like really flowery flavor profile. So I did a 1.5 ounces of that. 3/4 of an ounce of a Vermouth Blanc, and for this one I use a Dolan Vermouth de Chambre. I think any Vermouth Blanc you could use. This is the one I happen to pick for this recipe. And then the other thing I used was something called a Suze. It's supposed to be a gentian liqueur. Gentian is some kind of flower root, whatever. It's as long as it's a gentian, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, so I apologize. Liqueur, it works. But this company called Suze, they make this gentian liqueur. I think it's the only thing that they make.
What are you thinking about?
I don't. Cut the pod. Yeah. But this is a gentian. It has to be. It was the only one that I found that had gentian and solely gentian, and based on there's some that had mixes of it that you could use, like a Lillet Blanc. For that replacement, they had like different versions of this that you could mix. But Suze, Suze makes this. The bottle, I think, all in all, between the 3 bottles, I might be $75 in. Okay. So it's not horrible. The gin is like, sub $35. Same thing with the Suze, and then the Dolan is, I think, it was only like $10 or $11. I got the smaller version of it just in case was something I was going to use all the time. But those 3, so 3/4 ounce of the Suze, 3/4 ounces of the Vermouth Blanc, 1.5 ounces of the gin, and then 2 to 3 dashes of orange bitters. Stir that in a rocks glass in a mixing glass, filled with ice, and then poured into a rocks glass. We had done a pretty garnish with a flower on there. Use a rose, use a orchid flower, anything to make it pretty, and then you have your Cupid's Negroni.
There you go, for the Valentine's.
Yeah. I'm a fan, man. I love Negronis, but I love really bold, bitter taste. So this is understandably liquor you've never heard of probably in a lot of instances because, like I said, all 3 of these are new for us. We're 250-some episodes in. I drink a lot in terms of just trying different things, and I'd never had any of these things that I could recall. I've had Vermouth, obviously, but specifically this one I don't know that I've had. But yeah, good. But I like Negronis. I'm a fan of Negroni. I'm a fan of the flavor. So
yeah, try it out, folks. Let us know what you think.
And pretty. There's some drinks, man, or some liquors that really like draw attention just from like the bottle. Like wine. Sometimes we buy wine based off of how cool the bottle looks. There's some liquors that draw attention. Like you see a purple gin, you see a red gin, I think they even do like a green one or something. Like they have a couple I didn't realize that they do that are different.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know either. I thought the only one was the indigo.
Yeah, and it's nice when they taste, just as good. Like, because it would suck if it was like, some cool, colorful, unique, presence or appearance, and then you don't get the flavor that goes with it. But this tastes good too. So yeah,
dude, I think I bought you some tequila, like I can't remember what was it called, like Activo. It's the one that with the twisted bottle.
I do remember that,
which turned out to be phenomenal,
amazing. Yeah,
but I bought it because of the bottle.
Mm-hmm. Which is funny, man. Right? I bought because you got me that one and it was so good.
Yeah,
I bought like a bourbon they make.
Okay.
And I think that tequila was aged in like some kind of bourbon
barrels. Yeah.
The bourbon, okay, not great. The tequila was amazing, man. It was so good, man. It was one of those that I bought afterwards several times because it also had the cap that had the shot glass in it and stuff.
That's right. That's right.
I've purchased that Activa a few times since you got it for me, man. It was so good.
All right, man. Yo, this week for me, man, one thing I wanted to hit you up on.
How was that week? I know you had some topic you didn't want to mention.
Yeah, no, nothing crazy, man. But like, do you know when you wake up on a Saturday and you got plans, and then your plans get foiled by somebody calling you up for something, right? So that was me. We had plans for Saturday to do some things, and I got a call from my mom, and this is like, I don't know, it's early. I'm out walking the dogs. It's probably like 9:30 in the morning, and she's like, yo, I'm not feeling well. She gave me like her symptoms. She's like, I want to go to the emergency room. Now, I already know that's an all day affair.
Yeah, you're going to be there all day. Yeah. Especially, she got to go in there and say her pain is a 10 and her heart hurts. No matter what it is, like my heart hurts.
Actually, man, it turned out to be good, man. We got in there. There was really like nobody in the waiting room. Yeah. So she gets.
And you said Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Fun fact, not to deviate. The busiest times for emergency rooms are like Mondays and Sundays. People don't want to ruin their weekend, so when they feel pain or they feel sick, they just put it off.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, good thing went on Saturday.
Good thing you went on Saturday morning because literally people are doing everything they can to not go on Saturday morning. Yeah.
So no, man, we go. We're probably in the hospital for like 5 hours. But it went by, like I said, they did all the tests, and what she sort of feared was wrong with her but nothing serious. They gave her some meds, So that's when they gave her some meds. They took a CT scan, CAT scan. Everything was kind of cool, and gave her we had to go pick up some meds afterwards. Okay. But like the thing that I thought was gonna sort of ruin my Saturday, right, really turned out to be cool because it's like, how often are you with? And I'll say with your mom.
Yeah.
In a room.
And you got nothing but each other.
Just you two.
Yeah.
Right? It's just us, occasionally being interrupted by some of the hospital staff. And the shit that you talk about we were talking about shit that when I was young to shit now to my kids to, like her aunts and uncles, like just like random shit, man. And then of course, once we leave there, we have to go get some meds for her. And then the place where they sent it to didn't have it. So they sent it somewhere else, but it was gonna take like an hour. So we went and had like an early dinner.
Yeah.
We went and got food, man. We're chopping it up and then fucking drove probably another 7 miles out of the way to go get the meds. Came back home, whatever, man. So all in all, man, it's like an 8-hour ordeal. And I left there going, yo, like, not really how I want to spend my Saturday, but
glad it
happened. You know what I mean?
And then it makes you wonder why it's not like a normal, like it took that for that to happen.
No, and like I do go, so I have like this thing, and where every other Sunday I go to my mom's house.
That's right. Yeah.
And I do that.
Yeah, you guys are good about that.
But it's I go there for maybe 2-3 hours tops, and then I'm out. This was just like one-on-one time, 8 hours. We did all this shit. But it was really just a time of talking and bro, like some of the shit that we talked about. Like we talked about like my father, right? Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's always things that like I don't know or I didn't know before.
And it's a good time you gotta ask
find out.
You find out.
Yeah, man.
That's cool, man.
That's cool. I gotta tell you, here's one thing, man. So we're in the hospital. It's one of those.
Is your father still your father?
That's
how you told me this.
Yes. Pretty sure that one's not changing anymore. Remember, I used to be Cuban. I told somebody that at work one time. And
I used to. There's so many people probably listen to this like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
That's what I did to this dude. This guy that I work with, his wife is Cuban, and he's like, he was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, my wife is Cuban, blah blah blah, and I'm like, and I interrupt him and I go, oh man, I used to be Cuban. You talking about the fucking silence? And English is not his first language, so he's probably like,
maybe I don't
what
get
the fuck does that mean?
Yo, that's the first Patreon episode. Remember how we recorded that?
Oh yeah,
that's the first Patreon.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
Y'all gonna have to pay like $9.99 a month to get that one.
But yo, so again, one of like the I guess the lull in the conversation, and this shit popped into my head. I seen this thing. I think I may have told you. It was on Instagram, and it was like, because I'm into like space and galaxies and planets, and I'm a nerd like that, right? So I got this clip that goes, yo, if you shrunk down the Milky Way galaxy to the size of North America,
okay,
you would need a microscope to see the sun.
Okay,
like our sun.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Now, 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. Okay,
I didn't know that. That sounds.
It sounds insane.
Yeah.
So you would need a whole different microscope
like
in order to see
1.3 million Earths
fit inside the sun. So it just kind of shows like how small the Earth is.
Yeah.
And then you go, what are humans? Like, we're just fucking like,
you're not
like
even
amoebas,
cell,
right? We're just like, we're nothing,
you're
right?
Just
So like,
and small. Yeah, you're a dust particle.
And I always look at those things, and it's fascinating because I go like, yo, we as humans, we make ourselves to be this, like we're this grandiose creature, and in the grand scheme of things, like we're really fucking like, we're really minuscule, right? So anyway, so I'm telling her this, and when I get to the part of 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun, she goes, wow, that's really hot. And bro, I immediately regretted telling her this. You know when you tell somebody something and then you go, wow,
I wasted my first fact on that.
I'm like, I should have waited for the fucking nurse to come back in there so I could tell her.
Yo, as someone who is full of all kinds of useless information, I couldn't relate any more to this shit. Because anytime that shit has happened to me, someone doesn't respond the way I expect them to, I'm like, I wasted a good ass fun fact on you that I've been holding on to, and your dumb ass wouldn't. I be mad. I'm not calling your mama dumb.
No, man. I'm like, I only told 2 people that shit. You was number 3. And I immediately, I can't get that fucking time back. I should have kept that to myself. So I had to go.
You don't even appreciate the math and the science.
So I had to go, no, mom, like, I'm not trying to put it in the fucking sun.
Yeah, you're
like,
talking about, yeah.
I'm talking about the size. Like, and then I was like, no, forget it, man.
And now you mad, and you don't know why.
I love you, Mom.
Fuck, man.
I don't think she listens anyway. So
I hope you're feeling great, man.
No, man. But it was, like I said, good overall, man. When I left her, I was like, holy shit, man, that was 8 hours, and literally 8 hours of one-on-one time. Like,
yeah.
And
I have
cool.
I have difficulty because I want to do that more, and I keep telling myself I want to do that stuff more, and I just don't, and I need to act on it. And
okay.
I need to be better. Like, like to your point, it's like whenever I spend that kind of time with my mom or family and all that, like I like it, and you know, you like you said, you learn more things, and as I've gotten older, you know, you just ask more questions because naturally more things come along, and generally they're good conversations and stuff. And I always tell myself I want to be better about that, and I'm not. And I really do need to make a better, attempt at it.
Well, the other lesson of that is keep your fun facts to yourself.
I'll keep my fun facts to myself. Yeah, now my mom wouldn't get that one either, man. I would be so mad too. I'm like, that's not where I was going with that guy.
I'm like, damn, man. I thought I explained it, but I guess I gotta go.
You gotta save your fun facts for your nerdy friends. Who would appreciate the fun facts? Dude, I watched this clip, like you were talking about that. It reminded me of I watched this clip of Neil deGrasse Tyson was on Diary of a CEO.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know how long ago this was, but I just happened to watch this particular clip from the interview, and he was talking about it's sort of something similar, and I won't get into the whole thing, but it was basically like the distance between Earth and Mars, and the premise behind the conversation was why we won't go to another planet, particularly Mars, because that's the one we keep saying we're going to go to, right? And Neil deGrasse Tyson is of the belief that we won't go there for a myriad of reasons, but what he was showing too was like the distance between Earth and Mars, and so he did that example. He went, okay, hold up like your fist, and you know, and the host held up his fist, and they're sitting across like how we are, and then he goes, my glass, you know, and he used something else, but this is Earth, and then that's the moon, and he goes like, that's, you know, and he made him do like, how far do you think it is, and then he made him to move back, like, and he's like, that's about how far it is, and that's in scale to like what you were saying before, if it was North America. Then he goes, how far do you think Mars is if we were doing the same scale? And you know, he moves like to the end of the room, or he says like, oh, maybe the end of the room or 10 feet back or whatever, and he goes, 1 mile at that scale.
Bro, that's insane, man.
And because you know what, it's incomprehensible, bro. No, like he's talking about, I'm like, that doesn't even make sense.
You know what the shit is, bro? That we always see the scale of the solar system, and we just assume that we're all fucking like it's ain't that far.
No, right.
And it is. It's fucking.
But it takes 3 days to get to the moon and 3 days to come back, or like whatever it is. It's long. It's not a short trip.
How long?
And he's talking about Mars? 2 feet, right?
Yeah, right.
So Mars is 9 months.
Just to get there?
Just to get there.
Oh,
and hold on. That's 9 months to get there if the planets when the planets are perfectly aligned. So
well, you have to
take off.
Right, you have to wait.
Yeah. Or you take off as such so that the rotations line up and you are on this pathway. So the shortest possible distance it could be is 9 months. Otherwise, it's longer. Right? So the shortest possible distance is 9 months on something that takes you 3 days to get to the moon, right? And then, so he's talking about the whole conversation, and I'm like, man, we really have zero concept of scale of how just massive and vast the universe is. And then, like, he kind of crushed my dreams because his conversation was behind the host, and I can never remember this guy's fucking name, and I like his podcast. I just don't like how he interacts, I guess, so maybe that's why I never remember his name. But it's Steven something. Anyway, Stephen Bartlett, that's what it is. So Stephen Bartlett was like, the premise was Stephen Bartlett asked, hey, will I be on another planet in my lifetime? And Neil deGrasse Tyson, before he could even finish the question, goes, no. And he goes like, what are the chances? Like 1 to 10. And he goes, 0. And he's like, no, 0. You will never be on another planet in your lifetime. None of us will. Like, and you know, and Neil deGrasse Tyson's argument was that human beings, we generally only do things for geopolitical reasons or defense. And then he started naming all the reasons why we went to the moon and all the geopolitical and defensive reason behind that. Yep. And then why Mars and his reasoning for showing how far that was, this is how expensive it is to go to the moon. Now think about that trip to Mars and the distance and the expense and all that stuff. He goes, so we will never do that unless it is geopolitically something that we need to do, or for our defense, something that we need to do.
Or like a flex.
And he goes, and it's $1 trillion to make that trip. And it's like one.
Yeah, no.
And he goes, the subsequent trips will be cheaper. The first one is going to be $1 trillion. Because the first one is we got to figure out the shit. He goes like, subsequently you're going to be able to do it for cheaper. but someone's got to take the leap, and it's going to be $1 trillion. And so he's like, so we're not going to do it because humans, he goes like, we don't have a geopolitical reason. And we don't have a defense reason. He goes, now when China says we're building, military bases on Mars, we'll get there.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I mean, it was a fascinating argument. He's like, the question isn't technical anymore. It's a why. Do we have a reason to go? He's like, we know how to get there. We have, you mentioned the rover that we have on there. He goes, like, that thing's the size of a pickup truck. So we know how to get shit there. He's like, so that doesn't matter anymore. It's why. Why do we need to go? Yeah. And so, anyway, but I say that to say is that his scale.
If my mom was here, she'd be like,
Mars is really cold. She'd be like, yo, F-150s are really fast. I'm sorry.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
I got to get that in. I'm just an asshole. You're amazing. I'm a dick.
This would be the one episode he listens to.
Yeah, this would be the one he listens to. But understand, it's not you. It's definitely me. I have so much wrong with me. That's awesome, though, man. I'm glad you got that. I'm glad you got in a very negative and a thing I'm sure was not fun to deal with in terms of like stress and angst and worry. That it turned into something positive, man.
Oh, that definitely
did. Didn't start off that way, certainly, I'm sure. So,
man, you never know, man. When you get those calls like from your parents, and you remember my mom's getting older, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just like, you get those things where you go, man, like you're faced with their mortality, and you never know what that phone call is. I'm at the point of where, and she's in good health, so don't get me wrong, but there is a times when I call her and she doesn't pick up, and I go, okay, I'll give it more time, but I can't help but those things pass through my head.
She'd be like, I can't take a nap, right? She's like, okay. I also take naps. Yeah.
I called her like a day or two after, man. She didn't pick up, and I'm just like, so I was like, all right, man, let me leave it.
You gotta answer.
You know what happened? And then she was just like, I was getting a haircut. What the fuck? Like, I turned my phone off.
Off for a haircut? Nah, don't do that. Don't do that,
she didn't turn it off actually, but she goes, like I heard it ringing, and the hairstylist was telling me, oh, do you want to get that? And she's like, no, like they can wait.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, and yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes,
no, she's right, and she's probably not thinking about the worry you would have based on the events that had just happened. Right. It's a little different. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
I'm trying to worry until like I'll give it more time. I'll just go, I'll call her in an hour.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I'm definitely glad it didn't that it turned out to be a positive, because like you said, that's like Saturday morning, you're like, oh fuck, man, like not what you want to say.
Like, there goes my day.
Especially, what's the worst sometimes is when you have to go to a hospital with somebody, but it's not going to matter. Like, you're fine. They're not going to find it crazy.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that was this in this scenario, but I've been in scenarios where you're just like, I'm about to go spend 4 hours in the hospital, and I know you're fine, but we kind of got to check the box. You know what I mean? I'd be livid. I'm not gonna name which one of my kids did that shit to me. No. Asshole. They'll know. I mean,
we know what that is.
No, but yeah, it's good that as in terms of like how these things could go, man, that would positively make myself happy.
Yeah, no, man. All right, let's switch gears, man.
I was gonna say, there's other members of hospital staffs or thing that their weekend did not go so well because they were shot at a protest.
Oh no, what's that? What's this?
The fucking Minnesota, isn't that Alex Ferretti or whatever?
He's
a nurse or something.
Oh shit! No, I didn't know about that. I didn't know that he was that.
He was capped he was shot at I guess a protest. I don't even. Here's the thing, man.
What is going on in Minnesota?
I'm gonna sound insensitive as fuck, and bear with me, people. Is that we are now, or say not now. We are. I certainly am victims of my algorithm and victims of the shit that I care about or don't care about or whatever. Because like, I don't know what is or isn't real and what the facts are and the full thing, right? And so like I see this, and my algorithm tells me I should be outraged. But the other part of me goes, question everything, right? And then, and then the other part of that is that red team or blue team, and I hate to use that, but that's just the climate that we're in now, can be right on any given day. But because of how they have acted, and I say they, I'm just going to use a collective, I say we, let's just say that. Because of how we have acted in terms of like the sides we take, and sort of the cry wolf that we've taken and the rhetoric we've spewed on each side, that inevitably we're going to be right about one of our extremes, and no one is going to take us serious, right? And so this could be a case, and I guess, let me explain. It's like, for the longest time, the left, or people who are super liberal or whatever, have been saying Donald Trump is racist, right? And I think a lot of people go, well, like reasonable people go, I don't know about racist. Like, I get you don't like him, I get you're blue team or whatever, blah, blah, right? And then you can find all these things, all these arguments or all these events that sort of like fit your argument, your agenda. And it doesn't mean that you're right necessarily. It just that we tend to look for affirmation, not information, right? So you can make these puzzle pieces sort of fit your puzzle. But we're in a climate now where whether you're red team or blue team, that inevitably something crazy happens where the other team is sort of quote unquote proven right.
Yep.
And you don't take it serious. And I say that you don't, me, because I go, it's just another like cry wolf scenario from either side of the aisle. And it's unfortunate because I go, this could, like, the headline is so egregious to me that I go, there's no way this is real. Like, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe this happened. But then also, like, the left has been screaming racism and they protest all this stuff and all that I go, I don't know whether to take you serious anymore. And then inevitably, you're going to be right about something. And then I feel bad because I'm like, hey, you're probably right about this scenario, at least from the facts that I've seen. But because you've been so whiny and think about everything else, I just assume I just lump this in with everything else that you're sort of like extremist about. Yep. If that makes sense. That's a really clumsy fucking way. But to explain that, but it's difficult now, man, to watch news or to have empathy for shit, because you see someone get killed on, fucking in 4K on your social media. Like, you watch someone get shot and lose their life, and like, you're just like, that's fucking wild. And I scroll to the next thing.
Right. And next thing is comedy or
right.
man.
And certainly it looks egregious. Like, I think I look at that and I go, it's so crazy that it can't be real, or I must not know all the facts. There has to be more. But that thought in itself is because the sides are so extreme that I just assume that whatever you're telling me, whatever feeding me, whatever narrative the media takes with it is whatever is going to fit their thing. And so it sucks because the victims ultimately are the ones that suffer, because it's like whatever happened in this scenario could very well be something that sort of proves the case of the left, right? But because they're so unreasonable about everything else, you don't give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm saying the left in this scenario because that's just who happens to be affected in this case. But the same thing works on the right. It's where like you're so unreasonable that when something crazy happens that you happen to be screaming about from the mountaintops. It's like, like a broken clock is right twice a day. Yep. It's like one of those things where like, yo, even crazy people are right about things, about conspiracy theories, all that stuff. And it's like, because you're both so unreasonable in your rhetoric all the time, that when you're right about something and it is like a threat to like democracy, it's a threat to the Constitution, it's a threat to whatever, I don't take you serious because I don't know what to believe anymore because you're always crying. Well,
Dude, here's the other thing, man. There's been 2 U.S. citizens killed by ICE, right? As far as it's been reported.
Right.
Bro, it's not bad, bro. It's not bad. How many U.S. citizens are killed by first of all, by each other?
Yeah.
We kill each other way more. Our police forces, and I'm not against the police at all, but like police kill citizens, and just like I don't understand. Like, this is another sort of law enforcement, and so sometimes we get out of hand. Like, and I'm not condoning the killings, and I don't think either one of them should have happened. I also don't get so outraged about it because I go, man, like, whether it was the woman we talked about last week or this guy, it's like, you're putting yourself in the line of fire with your actions. Should you have been killed? No. But you're also putting yourself out there. If you had just stayed home that day, like, it'd be fine. Yeah. If the other woman would have not tried to like drive away, she probably would have been fine. we have to take accountability for our actions. And I know that Minnesota in particular right now, like there's some heavy protesting and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot of folks protesting like peacefully, and all of those people are living. So I don't know, man. I kind of go back to this and I go like, if only 2 people have died since this just started.
Yeah, how many interactions has ICE had with people?
Right.
Like versus, and I don't know.
You see, it wasn't social,
it's
man.
It's not a defense of ICE, but it's also
no. It's not at all.
Like but I agree with you in the sense of like, yeah, in comparison to what's affecting our day-to-day lives and what the other shit that happens on a day-to-day basis in the country, sure. Does there appear to be some like abuse of power in this case? Maybe, but I don't know, and I don't know because the crying wolf shit that I was talking about before. Right. Like I don't know what to believe, so like I kind of just desensitize or I check out, and I don't want to say I lack empathy, but like I don't care. I move on with my life because it's not affecting me, and it's a selfish stance to take, and I get that.
Yeah, but bro, I always go back to, if you really give a shit about American lives, like go read. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Oh, today's Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday the 20 or was it 27th?
Go look at the news. Go look at Chicago news every Monday.
Yeah,
and go see how many people have died in Chicago over the last weekend, and then tell me, and then be just as mad as for the folks that got killed by ICE, because there's places in the country in Chicago. I'm just calling Chicago out as one where people
pick any violent city in America.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just like it's just happening all the time, but we're fucking blind to it. But then this one thing, and again, I think this is like you said, it's this political fucking battle back and forth.
If it doesn't drive like political discourse, we don't care.
We don't care, man.
Yeah, I think it's unfortunate because what it's made like me do is go, I don't care about any of it because I don't care about taking sides. And so then it makes it to where the places that should get attention, or maybe the causes that should get attention, don't, because I've removed myself from I just don't want to be part of it. Leave me out of it. And again, I know it's a selfish and an ignorant way maybe to even think about it, because it's like until it's at my front door, maybe I won't care. But it's just a reality of the situation of the climate we've created, because I don't know how much I should care anymore, or how much I should be or shouldn't be outraged based on the information I have, because I feel like I don't know all of it.
Yeah.
And then I feel like like we can't be reasonable is like, and I'm not saying this scenario, this is the case, but it's being a cop is fucking tough. Being a cop and being afraid is a real thing. And so responding accordingly is a real thing. And I can't blame them for that. It's like, if you're ICE right now, it's probably the shittiest fucking job in the country. And so being ICE, being already in Minnesota where tensions are high, like, I wouldn't put that, listen, I almost think like you have to be fucking those guys have to be in a position where they probably really don't want to do that job. And, obviously we all do what we have to do to make a living, but like that has to be the worst case scenario for those guys. Like I can guarantee you for most of those, you don't wake up and go, oh, this is what I want to do today, like for a living. And maybe some of them do, right?
I'm sure some of them do.
But I go for most of them, I'm sure this is not what they want to do. Certainly not when tensions are this high and they know they're risking their life to do so. I'm just going to choose to believe that human nature is, yes, there are some guys that really love this, but for the most part, a lot of those people in that force go, I just want to be able to enforce the laws and the rules and the things that I know are right. But now I have to deal with these tensions being as high as they are for whatever reason. I'm not going to argue the right or the wrong of everything else, but like, yeah, we can't negate, I guess, the human response and the human element to these things, and we tend to do so as long as it fits our red team, blue team rhetoric. Is like we ignore what it's like to be a human being, because dude, like being the human being that shot this guy, I'm sure it doesn't feel great. Unless this guy was an absolute threat and you believe that in your heart and you killed him, and then you go,
and you can still feel bad about that, right?
And you can feel bad about that. You go like, I wish it wouldn't have gotten there, right?
Right.
And then I'm sure there's another version of this that could be, hindsight's 2020, and you think about the whole scenario, and you go, knowing all these now, like, I feel shitty about having, you know what I mean? Like, that can also be true. We'll never be able to have that discourse here because we're too busy screaming at each other.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, I get it because someone died, and someone died over an event that's like really passionate or drives like a lot of passion between a lot of people, and we're not reasonable about, and maybe rightfully so, because it is very divisive. And so, yeah, dude, I think, it's funny. I like these last few weeks, what I've thought about is when we were doing this podcast during the election, and we were talking about, who we thought would win, whether it was to be Trump or thing. And I remember saying, like, the last 4 years, and I was referring to the Biden years, have just been quiet. And
it's just kind of nice, whether they were doing the right thing or not.
Right. And it was like,
and you just didn't hear about it.
I didn't hear about it. And it just wasn't saying that Kamala or Biden done a great job, but I didn't feel like I hated my friends again, and my family again, and my neighbors again. And I didn't feel like we were all arguing. I didn't feel like my social media feed was filled with us fighting with each other again. And like, like what it felt like during the first Trump administration, and now we're back there. And I'm like, it's not even so much that I think that Biden or Kamala did a good job. It's like, I just wish we were the people we were during that time frame.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because now, and listen, I have my own thoughts. I think there's a lot of weird shit happening right now that I don't even know what my opinion is, because I don't know what to believe. And so I think that's confusing. It's like a bizarre thing, a bizarre time. But I think more than anything, I wish there was a different administration in place, because I think just the feeling or the atmosphere, the environment, everything about this would just feel different right now, no matter who was in office. I think just other than the current administration has been so divisive, and we saw that the first 4 years, right or wrong, like, that's not what I'm disputing. It's just like, it just felt like, again, those 4 years, we went back to like liking each other. And I just wanted to go back to that. Because I feel like the trade-off hasn't been worthwhile. I think there's some times when you could go, we read each other's necks, but the economy got to this point, and yada yada and whatever, and these are the things we were able to accomplish, and these are these wars we were able to end, and yada yada. I don't feel like the trade-off right now has been worthwhile. And maybe that's just in my world and the things that directly affect me, but I just don't. I'm struggling to find and there's 3 years left, right? So maybe something will get there, but I'm struggling to find the trade-off of this like really tumultuous time period is that this will happen, and it's beneficial to us long term.
I will say this, man, like the media does a good job of highlighting everything that is sort of negative about this administration, right?
It's infotainment now, man.
Yeah. So if they're looking for the clicks, just like everybody else. So that in itself doesn't help. I've had family members come up to me every time they see me, and they're just like, "Oh, look what he's doing now," and it's like, yeah, but did you see that he also did these kind of good things that are for the country, right? Like. But no, because all you see is the negative. And I get it. Like, I get it.
Because every administration has faces. It's just that he's more in your face, I think, than any other administration.
And he does, right.
But every administration.
And the other thing with him, bro, is the other thing too with him is that he's so like vocal about shit, and then he'll say like off the wall shit that if you think he's the boogeyman, he gives you every fucking soundbite to support your view on that.
And that's what I was saying before. It was like the cry wolf thing. It was like inevitably, if you keep saying that, the earth is flat, the earth is flat, the earth is flat, or whatever, like there's going to be something that there's going to be some weird thing that happens where you're right for that day.
See?
And so it justifies the entire, like that's a poor example, but it just, but yeah, I guess what I'm getting at is like, if for long enough you're red team or blue team, and you just keep spewing the extremist versions of your thoughts, inevitably you're going to have a day where you're right, and it just justifies your entire thought process.
Dude, I'll give you a good example, man. So recent one. He literally said, I want to make a deal with Greenland, so we'll make the deal, or we'll do it the hard way.
And they said, fuck that, and set their weather this way.
But he recently backed off that.
Okay.
I didn't, like, that was not news.
Oh, see, I saw that they met somewhere, but I didn't see that he backed off it. Yeah.
He backed
You're
off.
right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He backed, let me be clear.
He backed off the taking over it, like, by
he
force
backed
kind of
off
thing.
by the by force thing. So it's just like, again, like, the I'm taking it by force statement is headline news.
Sure.
Backing off of that is not.
It's because I don't want to say I agree with him wanting to say Greenland, but we've always lived in a world where it was England took owned like fucking what is like 75% of the earth at some point in time.
Yeah.
Like, I think what we've done is we live in this world in our minds where that was in the history books, and we don't realize that that's very much still a thing.
Dude, that's recent.
It's just fighting. We're still in a stage where we're fighting for territory because we're fighting for our security, right? Whether you agree or disagree of how to go about that security is irrelevant. But at the end of the day, like, if you are the leader of the United States, your job, one of your main goals is security of your citizens, right? And whether or not you agree with, does that security involve me like invading a country or striking a deal with those countries is mutually beneficial, or whether that's signing a treaty,
stealing their leader.
or stealing their leader. Like the end goal is the same.
That shit sounds so
it's
crazy.
Fast and Furious 14, bro. That shit doesn't even sound right, man.
I stole that shit.
It's crazy, but like the action is the same. It's just like the goal is the same. It's how we go about it, I think, is that we're critical of. And like, we shouldn't be surprised because there's nothing that Trump has done, right, that has led us to believe that he's going to be the most eloquent and graceful person about how he handles about shit. I think it's part of his appeal is that he just goes, no, I'm just going to go ahead and take that shit, right? Where like someone refined and maybe more politically versed and trained is going to tell you that in not so many words, right? But you can read between the lines. He's like, nah, I'm going to go ahead and take that shit. What they going to do? They just landed a boat there a long time ago, which is hilarious because his argument was like, well, just because they got a boat there a long time ago doesn't mean that it's theirs, like they should claim it. And it's like, bro, that's how we all got all our shit, right? Like, and then we just fucked up whoever was there. It was literally like, yo, we landed there and then we challenge you to a fight. And if you lose, we get all your shit. Like, that's literally been the existence of mankind since the beginning of our existence, right? So it's like, it's a really, I think we make the mistake of assuming that's all in the past.
Right, that we're so far ahead, like evolution wise, right? And we're not. We're still monkeys.
Bro, somebody brought this up on a podcast recently. It might have been flagrant and brilliant. It is, so I apologize if I don't get this one right, but because I want to give them credit. But they were bringing up the fact that pre-Trump, George W. Bush was a joke. You remember George W. Bush, yes. By the time the second term came around, it was like a running joke. We had Chappelle show skits about him. Yep. We had, like, it was like he was the laughing stock. It was like Bush was so bad, we finally voted in a black president. It was like,
right. I think it was like, idiots.
It was like, yeah. It was like Bush was so terrible that we were like, fuck it, give a brother a chance, right? Like that was the thing that got us over the hump. And then we almost forget, like, he's so beloved now, post-presidency, and maybe other bad shit has happened now that, like, we forget that he was that bad. And made me wonder, is like 20 years from now, do we remember what the Trump presidency was like? Do we care? Is he beloved? He won't be alive, but is he beloved by us in the sense of, like, when he's 95 and he shows up to fucking, whoever's funeral that was a president and he kicks it with Michelle Obama? Like, are we going like, oh man, that Trump was cool, man. He was a wild boy. You know what I mean? Like
the wild boy.
Like we treat him like our frat boy friend. You know what I mean? Like when we're just like, yo, man,
like, that motherfucker was crazy.
He was wild, bro. Yeah. Like we just treat him like that. Like, are we just having this like revisionist history or this like recency bias about the bad shit that happened now? We just act like it's the first time that all this shit has ever happened, and in reality, and it doesn't excuse that. It just means that this is just par for the course. Like, we're just living in the same time we've always lived in, but we just have a new thing to be outraged at.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know, man.
All right, man. Let's leave that shit
I've
alone.
been drinking. I don't know.
Okay. Dude, did you see LeBron got left off of the All-Star list?
There's all kinds of people getting left off a list this week that they shouldn't be left off of. I thought he was having a decent season.
He is. So a couple facts, right? He's 41 years old. Through like the first 25 games, he's averaging 22.5 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. So really good numbers. Maybe not all-star numbers, I guess. But he's also 41.
Yeah.
And he's also able to still take over games.
Bro, but there's 20 people in the league above him.
I don't think so. But I guess if you were starting a team with, like, I saw the names on the list,
Okay.
and I was like,
So there's
Okay.
if you were starting a team today, you had to pick 11 players. You got 11 before you get to LeBron.
am I picking a team for a one game, or am I picking a team?
No, you try to
for
make a championship run. You're a season. So whatever that season gets you, whether it's a championship, playoff run, whatever, you're picking a team to start this season and go full season. You think you get 11 players before you get to LeBron, even at 41.
Me personally, probably not. But I think that somebody can make an argument for it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up. Let me pull up the.
So I will preface this by saying I am so out of tune with NBA because I don't even know what fucking channel you're on anymore, NBA. Like, other than the ESPN
They're all over.
shit, you guys are on some shit called FanDuel. I didn't even know y'all had a channel. I thought that shit was a gambling app. So I can't even watch my local team, NBA team, and all that. NBA, y'all got to figure this shit out because I think the TV and the viewing and all that stuff is a major lot. I'd be curious to see what the ratings are now, but I think they're missing out on. I couldn't tell you the last time I watched a random NBA game, and I say that to say that I don't know. There could very well be 11 players better than LeBron James in the league, but because I'm so out of tune and because the league has done such a poor job, I think, of advertising and of using social media and all that to tell me, here's the 11 other people that are better than him, I think this shit's egregious. But also, I can tell you who shouldn't be on that list.
Right, so let's go with the starting five.
Go ahead.
Tell me who comes off.
Okay.
This is Western Conference, 2026 All-Star. Steph Curry.
Off.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama. Luka Doncic. And Nikolai Jokic.
I could make an argument that Wemby or Steph Curry LeBron could replace either of those guys. From the version of the NBA that I'm aware of. Now, Steph Curry could be playing out of his mind this season.
Yeah, and I don't know that he is. Actually, he's averaging 27, 5 assists, and almost 4 rebounds.
What about Wemby? Because I also think Wemby's great.
24, just got a fucking. It was 24, almost 3 assists, and then 11 rebounds.
For Wemby? And then what about LeBron? Like, because in my mind,
LeBron was 22, 6, and 7.
Yeah. And in my mind, LeBron's a better ball player than Wemby. Yeah. And so I feel like that's not that far off. And assist wise, rebound wise, and points wise are pretty much the same. So he's got more assists and not that far off from rebound. So like, yeah. So give me the bench. So now I want other people.
I don't see the bench here. I just see the
so
starters.
He's not on it at all.
According to what I read, man, he's not part of the. Maybe it's just the starters, and then dude.
He just needs to go ahead and join the dunk contest this year and just to prove a point.
Bro, somebody made a point recently. I forget who it was, where they were like, "Yo, he by himself destroyed the dunk contest."
Oh, I would agree with that.
By not.
I think we talked about that on this pod. Is that because LeBron didn't participate, and pre-LeBron, Jordan participated, Kobe participated, and those were looked at as like the icons of their era. Dominique Wilkins participated. Right. Like, we looked at those guys as like, the guys of their era, and we looked at LeBron as that, And the fact that LeBron didn't participate, I think what it did was it gave his like contemporaries the excuses to not participate as well. And so you didn't get...
Right, you didn't really get to all-stars.
Did we ever get Tracy McGrady in the dunk contest? Because I know we got Vince Carter.
Who
pulled Vince Carter? Bro, Vince Carter did...
Yeah, that's one of the
Him
best.
and Kobe were... Oh, my God, man. They had one of the... Remember him and Kobe went at it? And I can't remember. I think Vince won.
Oh, were they on the same dunk contest?
Kobe did the fucking... Oh, man. Maybe I'm confusing the two. But, like, they definitely were around the same time. I guess, in their prime. Maybe they weren't in the same dunk contest. But Vince had some obnoxious fucking dunks that are all-time dunk contest great. Like, the whole hand in his rim and dangling from it.
Yeah, that was...
The whole 360 windmill was Vince Carter. The whole under the leg reverse was Kobe. I think in the same. I feel like that was the same
Kobe
contest.
won it in '97.
Yes.
As an 18-year-old rookie.
Yeah. That was with the reverse
youngest champion in
fucking Kobe
in
was
history.
filthy, dude. I remember Kobe did it was the reverse under the leg behind the back slam, and that shit was crazy.
Yeah, between the legs dunk.
Yeah, yep. It was the winner, right?
Yeah.
It was the between. Yeah, I remember that
was
shit.
the winning dunk.
And jumping, being like, oh! And then I remember when Vince Carter did it, like maybe 2 years later, two or maybe 3 years later, Vince Carter did it, and he does the whole dangling inside the rim with the arm. Oh my! But Vince Carter, that was around the same time. He did in the, I don't know if you remember, in the Olympics, he dunked over some dude that was like 7 feet tall. And he fucking clears him.
Yeah, he clears him.
Splits the guy. He does the Jordan logo on some 7 foot fucking like Mongolian guy. I don't even know where the fuck this guy was from.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I know you're talking about though.
It's the craziest dunk ever. But like just, I don't even care if you don't like basketball. Just look Vince Carter dunking Olympics. It's the nastiest dunk you will ever see in the history of basketball. Like just because he clears a guy that's like twice his size. It's insane. It's insane.
All right, well, LeBron don't got to worry about going to the Hall of Fame because that dude's already in it.
Yeah.
But Bill Belichick,
oh, bro,
right? Who is up for his first? Bill Belichick has what, 6 rings?
6 Super Bowl titles. Yeah.
And is not up.
This is the first year he was eligible.
Oh, he's eligible, but he didn't
for the
get
Hall of Fame.
He
He's
wasn't
not
selected.
a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is considered for like the pinnacle of sports.
Yeah.
Like, so like let's look up who are first ballot Hall of Fame coaches. Because Belichick's going to get in, right? It's just a matter of whether or not he was a first ballot Hall of Famer. And according to the voters, he's not. Now, this cemented to me that the Hall of Fame for pretty much every sport is bullshit. Like, I already hate baseballs, and now this has made me hate footballs and whoever's voting for that.
All right.
That is criminal.
Let me hit you up on this.
Go ahead.
Only 5 NFL coaches in history have been elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in their first year of eligibility.
Okay.
George Halas.
Yeah, what did he do?
He was the coach of the Bears.
That's who they named the NFC trophy after.
Correct.
The NFC title.
And that's
game.
what I think you asked me recently, right? It was the GSH on the Bears. That's George Halas, right?
How many Super Bowls does George Halas have?
He has a lot of championships pre-Super Bowl.
Pre-Super Bowl era, okay.
Vince Lombardi.
How many Super Bowls does Vince Lombardi have?
He has a couple. I don't know how many. Oh, wait a minute. So
it's not more than like 2.
So first of all, George Halas, founder, owner, and coach of the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Vince Lombardi led Green Bay Packers to 5 championships in 7 years, including the first 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, so he has 2 Super Bowls.
Yep.
Okay.
Tom Landry, who's the Cowboys coach, right? Coached the Cowboys for 29 seasons, establishing a record of 20 consecutive winning seasons.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Chuck Noll, I know he was from Pittsburgh, built the Pittsburgh Steelers dynasty, winning 4 Super Bowls in 6 years with no losses.
Okay.
And then Don Shula, NFL's all-time winningest coach and leader of the only team with the perfect season.
Yeah, Don Shula. How many Super Bowls does Don Shula have? 1.
I think. No, it's got to be. Did they have one in the 80s?
I think the Dolphins only won the 1, right?
I know they have
Marino didn't get one.
No, that's right. The one in the 80s was with Marino. They lost to the Redskins, right?
Yeah. So he didn't get one. So maybe he has 0.
No. He has the perfect season is his.
Oh, that's so here's the one.
That 14, that 14
right.
right. Let's see. But those are the only ones that have.
Okay, so Bill Belichick has 10 championships for conferences. If we're gonna go, like, I'm almost positive, right? At least 10. Bill Belichick has made it to 10 Super Bowls minimum because Brady has.
So let's think. They lost to.
They lost to
the Giants twice.
They lost to Seattle. No, sorry, Philly once.
Philly. I think
There's got to be one more in there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just say he has 9. 9 conference championships, so 9 NFL championships, 6 Super Bowls.
Don Shula has 2.
You're not a first ballot Hall of Famer with
bro.
6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, it's kind of a travesty.
It's
Even though I go that it was probably mostly Tom Brady, because remember he did coach.
Sure.
He coached the Browns. He coached the Jets.
Yeah.
And they weren't good, bro.
But I feel like you can make that argument for every coach and every quarterback combination is like no quarterback was good enough to do it with a shitty coach, and no shitty coach was good enough to do it with a good you need at least a balance of the two that are good, especially to win more than one.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You can get lucky and win one. Like, I think you see that all the time with like a Brian Billick, who won the one with Trent Dilfer and the Ravens. Yeah. Like, you can that could happen. You could have an all-time defense and you get one.
Was the other Ravens win with Harbaugh?
It was Flacco and Harbaugh. That's it. Right. That's the only other one, right? And you can get lucky and do that once. 6 times, bro. 6.
No, it's kind of crazy.
It's kind of, even if you thought, that was mostly because of Tom Brady, you can't tell me that there isn't a metric that you could say that was mostly Tom Brady, so I can't vote Bill in round 1. Like,
no, you have to, especially after reading those 5 coaches.
Yeah,
like it's like if you were in the future, right, you had never seen any of these guys coach, and you look back. And it lists these current, 5 coaches, and then you add Belichick onto there, and you go 6 Super Bowl titles. You're immediately impressed. You go like, oh yeah, of course,
dude. If Brady won the 7 Super Bowls with say like 4 different coaches or 3 different coaches, I'd be like, yeah, that's all Brady. It doesn't matter who. Right. Like, it's kind of like the LeBron thing, right? Like LeBron was taking like shitty coaches to NBA final.
Bro, I wonder if it's different if Brady leaves and doesn't win with Tampa. I wonder if whoever is voting sees it differently.
I also think, man, hot take or maybe not so hot take, I think Bill Belichick's last year and the controversy he's been in with the North Carolina and the young girlfriend and all that stuff played into this. I'm dead ass. I don't know.
Yeah, you think so,
Bill
man?
Bill Belichick was so well respected and revered in New England, right? And then he had that, like, obviously the falling out with Brady, but he lasted a year longer than Brady, right, in New England, and before he quits or they fire him or whatever happens. And then he goes to North Carolina as a college coach, and it's mostly controversy behind him and the fact that he's got like some 20-year-old girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. And that's all the headlines are now. It's him and the turmoil and yada yada. And I wonder if he didn't have that, would he have been a first ballot Hall of Fame? Because these are humans, man. These are dudes voting on this shit. And some people are petty and some people suck and some people are, there's the recency bias. Excuse me. Some people are like, or does this speak to, he could have been very dry and gruff and all that. Is this their way, their payback of like, yo, you were a dick when we interviewed you, so now we're not going to let you in first ballot, like just on principle because you were such an asshole during these press conferences, like. But then I would go. Then I would go. Should you give these writers that much power? It is. It is
media folks voting them in. Oh, they might be just going like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, and I don't
like you'll get in eventually,
right?
But not first ballot.
Not going to be first ballot, right? Yeah. Like we'll vote you in this next time, and so he'll probably will get in this next time around. But if not him, then no one. I already feel like pro sports is Hall of Fame. They're such a joke. Like baseballs is a fucking joke. Like the fact that Barry Bonds and Alex Rodriguez and Roger Clemens and all these guys aren't in the Baseball Hall of Fame, Pete Rose, and like it's a joke to me. I know we think they cheated and all that, but it was like they were a product of their era.
Steroids and gambling.
You have to presume everyone's cheating in those eras and all this. Like I could go on forever talking about the baseball ones, but like that, and then now this with football, I'm like, does the Hall of Fame matter? Like, does it get watered down now? Does it get diminished if you're a player or a coach of like being accepted into the Hall of Fame because of things like this? Does it then become Bill Belichick can't get in first ballot, then who the fuck does deserve to get in? Yeah.
Dude, I wonder, can Bill go, nah, like, I reject it?
I
wonder, can you do that?
You
just go like, nah.
Yeah, like fuck y'all, I don't want to be in your.
Right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there's got to be something
where
you can remove yourself. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you have to submit yourself in consideration. So there has to be a way to say like, nah, fuck you guys, I don't want. Or you leave yourself in, and then when they say, yep, you're accepted, you be like, nah, I'm good.
I'm not showing up.
I'm not showing up, or I'm rejecting. Because there's certainly been people I think who don't show up to the ceremonies.
Yeah.
But if you just go, nah, you're not allowed to use me. Or to induct me or whatever, use my likeness in there. I'm sure there's got to be a way, right? Like a thing.
All right, how are we doing on time?
We're right at an hour, man.
All right, let's close it off. What you want to close off with?
Bro, there's some fucking mayor in the Philippines who is, they've been trying to kill this motherfucker for a minute now. And he,
now mayor is of a city.
City. Yeah. The mayor of a city
ain't that big. They probably got like one city over
admittedly, I do not know, the city that he is a mayor of. I do know that there's been attempt made on his life 4 times. And I wanted to pull up what his name is.
Yeah, why?
Ahmad Ampatuan survived a 4th assassination attempt. But this
guy's
one,
like 50.
Yo, y'all gotta look at the video of this shit. It is amazing. This motherfucker, bro. A group of dudes, I'm gonna show you the video. They pull up with a rocket launcher and they launch that shit. Y'all see Sean's face on the YouTube? Watch the YouTube, Sean. They pull up and they shoot his SUV with a rocket launcher, and the SUV eats that shit, and they escape and they keep it moving. I think members of his security detail had minor injuries. Clearly, he has like a bomb-proof or a rocket-proof, whatever, SUV. So it's not his first rodeo.
Bro.
But evidently, this is like the 4th attempt on his life. Homie just resigned, dog.
Step down, bro.
I don't know if you know.
Not that serious.
I gotta pull up his name again. Ahmad. They don't like you, dog. Like, go run a Piggly Wiggly in Wisconsin. They're just like, this city, wherever you're the mayor of, clearly has had enough Ahmad. Like, move, homie, or Ahmed, or whatever. Bro, like, go. Why would you want to continue to be the mayor? And maybe there's all kinds of shit and the thing behind the story. I'll figure out. Y'all make a movie about it.
4 attempts in my life.
Yeah.
That shit, bro, when
That's
you see that.
That's a fucking rocket launcher, dog. Y'all gotta just go look up the video of the rocket launcher being, like, there's literally a dude who pops out of a van and shoots.
It's on his knees.
Yeah.
With the fucking, looking like a bazooka.
It looks like a video game. Yeah. He looks like he's playing Contra and he shoots a bazooka at this motherfucker and hits the SUV, bro. It like there's explosions everywhere. It's this whole dramatic ass scene, and the SUV just drives away because he must have like some kind of bomb-proof SUV or whatever, right? So there's does some damage, and so a security detail's a little hurt, but they get out unscathed for the most part. Like, bro,
it's time to go, man.
There is no job in the world
that to fight another day.
You getting shot at, like, or rocket launchers or bombs or anything else that is a threat on your life, like, homie, like, no. And you're mayor. You're not even governor. Like, just
or president
or prime minister or senator. Like, Manny Pacquiao's a senator, dog. You ain't even get senator of the Philippines. You got mayor of. I didn't find out what town this in.
Start boxing, Ahmed. Yeah, you gotta start boxing.
Boxing.
They respect them in the Philippines.
Do not leave your bulletproof compound and SUVs. Cause holy shit, bro, that looked like a Call of Duty video game, and somebody unlocked the kill streak. That is wild. Ahmed, get behind, or Ahmad, or Ahmed, or whatever the fuck you say in the Philippines. I'm ignorant. I'm sorry, but I don't know how to pronounce that name.
It's all good.
Anyway,
all right, man. On that, tell them where they can find us.
Not riding in Ahmed's SUV. That's for goddamn sure. At the Comic Book Podcast with the looking like a goddamn video game character. At the Comic Book Podcast on IG. At the coach, you know, I just thought, I'm sorry. He looked like the fucking green soldiers. Remember when we collected the army men?
Yeah.
And he looked like one of them little green soldiers. Like, y'all watch Toy Story? Y'all had his little green soldiers with the fucking bazooka. That's what the dude looked like when he shot at
He was on one knee and everything,
Yeah, well,
man.
yeah, he was going for precision.
Can you not launch those shit standing up?
Nah, evidently no. The recoil will take
recoil.
you off your feet. The name of the pod is Recoil. Fucking at the Common From Podcast on IG, on YouTube, on TikTok, at Common From Podcast, at Common FP Pod on X, and anywhere where you guys get your podcasts or your audiobooks, your anything audio related. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify, GeoSavin, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, just Podchaser, Pocket Cast, Radio Cast. Just go out there, get us Deezer. Go find us, follow us. If you're watching this on video, I should have done this at the beginning, but make sure you hit that follow, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you get the video right when it drops.
And as always, we appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.